Definitely feel like the Grammys are a bigger deal in Jamaica than it is here, right? Because I feel like, rappers and American genres of music, they get nominated for Grammys all the time, and a lot of those artists disappear. But and with the Grammys in Jamaica, it just validates you to another level.
Yeah, because like in Jamaica too, you have to understand for us, there's multiple reasons. It's very hard to get over here.
Yeah.
From visa restrictions to region restrictions to algorithmic restrictions. So it's very hard to get here. So when you do get here and you get that, it just means something greater. Like it just, so you go.
What's poppin', y'all? Welcome to the Words Matter Pod with Akil Pinnock, a podcast dedicated to wordsmiths and storytellers. For the first time in Words Matter history, we have a returning guest, 2023 Grammy nominee, Black Hero, back in August 18th, yes, of this year. Hero released his debut album titled On a Mission on Delicious Vinyl Island, and today we're here to discuss the album.
Check. Yo, big up to everybody viewing. Yeah, man. I said the first returning guest?
Yeah, my first returning guest.
Feels special.
That
is it.
Everybody was, one and done.
Straight. But, well, we connect on music off here, so I feel like that's what bring me again here.
Yep. We both are located in LA, so, easy little thing to set up. But how are you?
You asked me that the last time.
Yeah.
And I was honest. I was like, man, it's one of those times. All right, now I'm feeling great, bro. No joke. Like, we're gonna get into it about the album, but the album is out. I'm currently going on tour right now, working, rehearsing, creating. So I'm just in a very good space mentally and physically.
Yeah, that's good. You said today. Last episode you weren't in the best of spirits last time, but you felt better once we sat down and started talking. Yeah. So that's good to hear. We're in the wake of the On a Mission tour. This is, such a generic question, but how does it feel to release your debut album?
Nah, that's not a generic question. That's a great question, bro. Because there's so much emotion in the answer and in the question itself. It's like, first of all, you never know when you're gonna drop a debut album. I guess that's why it's a debut. It just happens. You know what I mean? But I feel. What I really feel right now, or more than anything else, is like a sense of like, not even accomplishment or nothing like that, but when you get a job done, or like you've been working on something over probably even 2-3 years, and just be like, I'm fine tuning it, leaving no stones unturned.
Yeah.
And then it comes out pretty much exactly how you want it, and the reception and everything. So it kind of puts my mind in this space of even more creativity. I'm like, okay, if I could get this done, what else can I do? What else can I do? So I'm just in a space of like expansion, like even more growth and more questions about music and life than ever before, which I think is good.
What are some of those questions?
Like for me, like what's next? Like how can I improve? The question is like how can I get closer to my family and friends? Because the more, things come, the more, as they call it, fame or success or attention. You need real people you can draw to, so stuff like that. And also, like, staying alive, that's been on my mind. As a young youth, I've never cared of, like, we always say, like, YOLO, we only live once. But the older I get, is like, the more I want to be here to see what this really becomes, So, just those questions, It's a question in life in general.
Definitely want to be here to, really live off the fruits of your labor and see that, experience that, see everything that comes with this life. I mean, it's definitely something you dreamed of, touring and putting out an album. So I understand that, and a lot of artists, I don't think a lot of artists prioritize that, staying alive, especially, so many different vices in the world, so many different pitfalls that artists experience, you hear about them time and time again.
Yeah, you're so on point. And as I said, with even reaching a point of completing something, as I said, it kind of puts your mind into a different mind space than to fall into those vices. Like even though You know, I've cut out alcohol just so I can get better at what I do. I've cut out certain things. So yeah, I think, you know, once you have something focused on, it will help with those pitfalls, isn't it?
Yeah. What were some of the thoughts running through your mind, you know, throughout the process of the album, you know, doing the promo, shooting videos, etc.?
Man, is it ever gonna come out? That was the first thing. It's like, cause like when you're working on an album or mainly in music, you know, there's always a fire. You're always putting on a fire. Oh my God, something pops up, you gotta change. Whether it's paperwork, a sound, or, you know, we need to get to this person to play this specific thing or shoot this. Like, that was the main thing on my mind, like when it's coming out. But after I got into the process, it's like, man, I just got absorbed by it. I was going through my own personal growth, and it kind of just mirrored the process with the music. Everything I was improving on personally, I just seen it improve in the process. Like, okay, how I approach music changed. Before I still go in and I don't write, but now I go in, I approach the melodies first and then sit down and work, take my time with the words. I would go in and, you know, do different things like that. And even with who's working on the project visually and stuff like that, you know, just to execute the right vision with the animations from Dunkley to Ellen to, like, you know, everybody that's a part of the whole, like, creative team. Like, the whole process of it, bro, was just so beautiful. Like, I was absorbed by it. I was asking questions daily. I learned a lot about paperwork. I learned a lot about, you know what sets a good album apart from a great album. I learned about budgeting, touring, like legacy, catalog. Like, it was just such a broad experience, and it was like a 2-3 year process. So it was just a lot, but it was a lot that I needed, you know.
Yeah, and we got a member of the team here today, right?
Yeah. Ellen Day, I'm on top shooter. Yeah, and with the delicious vinyl, you know what I mean? Soon to be global studio, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's beautiful in here. I wish I could, you know, really see everything in here, but I'm imagining like
the vision, right?
How everything will come to be, you know, once it's completed. So yeah, it's definitely cool. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you might record something in the
for sure.
in the booth.
Once this is
like
about 5 minutes from where I'm at, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'll be living here for sure.
Definitely. What were you trying to accomplish when making On a Mission?
All right, two things I was mainly trying to accomplish. One, just like to properly represent, because being out in the world, you know, being a ball up on the field, you know, it's different when you're up on the sidelines. I'm a ball up on the field now, we're a tour, man. I do all this. So being here and seeing the world and the music, one, I wanted this album to represent the current state of music, how it can fit into different spaces, different markets, how it can work well with our offspring and our cousins and the genres that we help to birth as well, like a reggaeton, like a Afrobeats, like a hip hop. So I wanted the music to represent the current space, which I think the whole world now is a dance hall, not the genre itself, but a place where people come to dance. That's what it was originally. So now the world to me is a dance hall. So I wanted an album that could represent that. And the second thing, I really wanted to, you know what I mean? I really want to make myself and my team proud. Like with this project, I've been putting out music. I've put out EPs before. I've put out mixtapes, compilations, singles. I've collabed with many artists. But after being on the road for a year, getting a Grammy nomination and opening for all these amazing acts and seeing so much things and growing so much, I really wanted the project to just really represent me as well.
Yeah.
Everything I'm capable of, everything the team is capable of right now. Even with the resources where we have, little or much, or whatever it may be, what we present is what the best of our ability, you know? And that's what I really wanted. So to represent the genre and to overall represent myself and my culture, you know?
And you feel like you did that?
Yeah. With the response, I definitely feel that, because with me, you know, my thing different. Me is like, as what J. Cole say, like, the young OG, me is the middle child. So I'm not fresh, too fresh, but I'm also not a veteran. And I communicate with both sides well. Yeah. So I have mentors and I have youth who look up to me, isn't me? So being there, hearing the feedback, not only from the youths where I kind of did already assume, say, oh, they're going to rate this. But elders who are really connected to me, the movers and shakers of the business, like to take this stance, you know, because I could have taken it anywhere. I could have just go like roots and I just stuck to me and what I believe in. And to just hear it dropped the critical acclaim. Like we can actually say that. That's crazy. Like, you know, most blogs, vlogs is like 9 out of 10, 4 out of 5. I'm like, yo, this is reggae people saying this.
Yeah.
So my own genre and culture look at it as like, when you see people putting it in their lists amongst Buju Banton and Marcia Griffiths for nomination, like they must say, yo, that youth have to get nominated for me. Like, it make me have to sit back and be like, all right, if we're on a mission, then that part of the mission accomplished.
Yeah.
You know, because I see elders, I say it with them chest, and them I call, them in our blogs, them I say, yeah man, and youths like Black Hero. When you see that, you know, you'll be like, that means they can stand behind this project. That means they can stand behind this brand, this youth. So, yeah man, I feel real good.
So you feel like you bridge the gap between the older generation and the younger generation?
For sure. Yeah. The conversation has already started with years of musicians before me, with like even the Chronics doing I Can, musicians like, you know, the Proteges, everybody that's there. But I feel like now I'm developing the conversation to an actual bridge now. We're building the bridge a bill, literally, not just talking about building the bridge, like it's actually a bill. Because the main fact on this album, if you realize it's 15 tracks, but 12 collabs. That was intentional. It was like, I wanted to bring a legend like Anthony B, which is a legend, and that's a different generation, and put Skilly Bank on the same project with a DeMarco, with a Dre Island, with somebody from Zimbabwe, Soko 7, where produced for Beyonce, Drunk in Love, where, you know, Greatest from Jamaica. Like, I wanted to bring, not just from the producers or the artists, but everybody to show, like, yo, this is a meeting place. Like Anthony B, yo, see that? These youths are skilled too. Like, hey, look, them elder, them know what them doing, them set a foundation. So it just made the conversation easier. Yeah. Way easier. You know what I mean? And with a youth like me, we've already been like, I've been around Bunny Wailer and then my power around Skilly. I've been around
two different worlds.
Two different worlds. I've been around the elder and I've been around the youth. So I did understand the job at hand, like, yo, we need somebody that's not only talent-wise, not only skill set-wise, them can bridge the gap, but energy-wise, them have enough respect to can do that. To bring so many people on one project, it is not money do that, it's respect, you know? So, and respect is what leads to the broader conversation of, yo, let's work with each other, let's see what we're all bringing to the table and make the best out of it.
Yeah. And I think, you know, just back to the amount of features you have, like, it's a lot of features, but it doesn't feel like those features are outshining you, you know? Even if you wanted, like, you know, because sometimes an artist will, like a rapper will get like another top rapper on their album or on their song because, you know, they want them to murder that track. Right? But it's like, you know, you want somebody it's your song, so you want them to perform well, but you know, it still sounds like your song.
Then that goes to my brain of always been collabing. Like, I know my ego is never present in collaborations, ever. Whether it's in studio or I get a vocals and I'll be like, I'll never change my verse. Because, you know, if you bring your best to the game, to the table, is what I sent you, make you do that. So why would I switch up to be better, you know? So my brain of knowing how to collab knows, okay, I know what space this should go in. I know, okay, this person deserves to shine here. Like with Jane, Anthony B sent me 2 separate verses. A first verse and a second verse and a fourth verse. And I'm like, no, you're the legend. You gotta start the track. First verse, 32, got you. You know what I mean? Set the pace, bring the energy, and it was the best decision too, because even for collaborations, the Anthony B's fans, when they go to the record, they don't want to wait until 2:30 to hear their artist. They want to hear the artist and hear what they bring to the table right away. So stuff like knowing how to curate that helps with that. And also with just knowing who to collab with. Like, it doesn't clash or overpower because everybody that collabed on the project and how I put everyone together too, some people, like even DeMarco and Lali, me, DeMarco and Lali on one track, there's no clash. We all do 3 separate things. Lali's an energy man and bring the dance and bring the street vibes. DeMarco is a more seasoned dancehall artist, him have the melodies, him can record, him can mix, him I go bring theme expertise. And me, you know, as like a singer type of vibes. You know, the world just come together well, especially me, love for just the hooks. You guys can take all the verses. So it just I just think it really worked well together. And kudos to the producers, Sonic, kudos to Soko 7, to Greatest, to Bob and the Rhythm, for also seeing the vision with just also like the tweaks and the last minute changes. And I would hear something and be like, no, I think this should be there. And that just made everything better, you know?
Yeah. Man, like speaking of collaborations, I love when, and just not having an ego, I love when artists will have a song on their album, but they won't even be on the song. They'll just give another person a song, like how Drake gave Kendrick that song on Take Care, right? He just let him go off. So I appreciate that. Would you do something like that?
Yeah. Like Drake does it a lot too, because he did that with Her Loss, I think with 21 Savage on the 3 a.m.
Yeah.
To Greenwood. There's one of the last records, and I thought that's my favorite songs of Her Loss. I'm like, I've never heard 21 in that light. So I think you just gave me an idea, bro. I swear, you just gave me an idea. So that just means that's just another way to present. And I think that's a good way to present like a talent that you...
New artists.
Yeah. I think that's a very good way to present somebody I think in Jamaica is good, and they'll just take the whole, you know? Yeah, that's good. I think that's cool. Yeah, I'll definitely try that for sure.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. You know what I'm saying? A&R. A&R. You know, you said that Jamaican publications have received it's been well received in Jamaica, right? Yeah. Like what have people back home been saying, like, you know, outside of just like publications and stuff, but you know, friends, family?
The friends and family, they love it, you know what I mean? Because friends and family are closer, so they see the growth, but they kind of expect it. But from like just the regular, like, bro, when I go on Instagram, I'll just be scrolling and see somebody driving in the car, singing Crazy World, or I'll post and you'll see the fans be like, yo, this song just took me through like a horrible week, or,
oh, wow.
You know what I mean? So it's really, and the greatest thing is not even just Jamaica, like the album has like, it's been getting to like a worldwide reach, which I wasn't expecting, you know? I'm expecting, I want the music to go far, but when you see it happening, it's like, you still think it's a miracle.
Yeah.
So to see UK and Nairobi and places like, you know, Bucharest, I don't even know how to pronounce that, Romania, and like you see people really DMing, messaging. From me, I done abroad and I say, yo, this song, that song, I send me 1 minute voice note, 2 minute voice notes just for express to me. You know, some people are like cry. It really just hard, just overwhelming to my heart, bro. I just feel great. Like there's nothing else. Like I'm just so more chill now.
Yeah.
Like I'm just so more chill now. Like I just know, okay, all right, cool. All right, time for just settle into the zone and get better and better, yeah.
You look forward to performing in those places abroad?
Yeah, man. Of course. Working on it, like, diligently, too, because my first time, like, organizing, like, my own, like, solo tour for real with no festival dates, no opening. So I can't wait. Like, everything, too, is a process, and the process is, like, learning it. You know, even if it's frustrating, you know, it's a good lesson.
Yeah, for sure.
I plan to take it to Europe. I want to go to UK again. You don't know, America, we're already starting this side, and the west side, on the 26th. So, yeah.
How do you determine, like, how does your team, the label, like, how do they determine, like, he's going to perform here, right? Like, what data do they use to even come to that conclusion?
Straight. All right, there's two, well, what I've seen is, like, two main things people use to book you, like, especially promoters and your manager and your agent. One, right now we have so many apps to show us where streams and where you're located. So we have that the previous generations didn't have. Like we know exactly where we're being played. Yeah. So interestingly, this year when I was going to UK, I wasn't booked for the show initially, but then we knew the promoter was like, "Yo, check this out. Spotify. This UK has been my main market for the last 4 years. I've never been. It would be dope to be the first ones to bring us out." And we worked it out to a way that we got there, so said, so done. The festival was like 30,000 people. And my stage is a side stage, you know, the smaller stage. They don't know, so they're just testing it out. And 10% of the festival came to my stage.
Oh, wow.
There's like 2,000, 3,000 people in front of me, bro. And just to show you how I know it was just like, for me, like, let's say I go on at 220, 215, bro. There's nobody at the stage, and there were people performing before. But by 2:18, bro, like 3-4 minutes, you just see everybody coming because they know they already have their thing timed. And so that with saying that's one way we do it. We like, okay, even if you're telling us we're not playing on the radios there, I'm like, okay, look at this.
Yeah.
If I have 5,000 monthly listeners in this space alone, you don't think I can pull 200?
Yeah.
You get me? They want to see it. So we use the numbers, that's one. So the streaming, it works in many ways. It's not, we're making fractions of a cent of it, but there's many ways to use the numbers to benefit. And then the next way is like, you have the promoter in the space, knows his crowd, knows his venue, knows
that's true.
What he can do. And once they see the work and the agent reaches out and they can, and it makes sense to both parties, we just go ahead and do it. So sometimes it's like, and sometimes it's like, all right, you have to start. You have to do something. So, so with San Diego, I'm going for the first time, so we're going to find out. But everywhere I've been before already, you kind of know what you can do. You're like,
Yeah, man. That's the beautiful thing about the time that we live in, man. We have, we in the information age.
Yeah.
So, if you really want to find something out and you want to be accurate, you can find that information out. You don't have to play a guessing game.
Because one time in Jamaica, especially, one time you listen to like even and Sister Nancy talk in her interview. She's like, before she found out her song was big, it was already big like 10 years or 6 years, bro. The song's been out from like the 80s and it's been the most sampled. And then she found out when she flew, because there was no app or no data to show her like, oh, it's being played in New York a million times, like, So she had to go physically to find out, or a friend would have to tell her like, yo, you're being played. But now I could just go online. So let's use it up. It's there for you.
And you don't got to wait like her years to really see
realize and capitalize.
Yes, capitalize off of your work. Man, how's your life changed since the release of this album?
My life has changed with just more work. I thought I was a workaholic before, but I've come to realize with success comes more responsibility and more expectations and more work. So since like just in the first month of dropping the album, I did like 60 interviews.
Damn.
Just like back to back, waking up 4:30 in the morning. Okay, Jamaica.
Real artist life.
12, we're doing an interview in Brazil because this is the press run. Like, I wanted this. I'm telling them, yo, give me everything.
Yeah.
I want everything. I'm gonna be up. You sure? You sure? Yeah, let's go. Might miss one. I might have missed one, but catch it back, So that stuff like that, waking up, shooting content for the project, coming and doing that kill with Words Matter. Then right after this, going to rehearsal, like that's just a typical day now. So it's just more work, and for me, I think that's a good thing because I really like to stay working, So it's just growth. After the album drop, it's just growth. People looking forward to more music, so it makes me want to take it up a notch. Just good.
Do you like doing press?
I love it.
Yeah,
because I always tell people I learned a lot more visually than anything else. Like, I'm an anime head, I'm a movie head, I'm a documentary head, I'm a Breakfast Club, I'm a everything head. Like, I watch everything. So my media training is not professional, but people swear it is. It just comes from watching hella artists, interviews, isn't it? And just being like, oh, he's so cool. Like, and I watch behaviors and how to make your personality shine and like how to be yourself, like, isn't it? So like, me really like, and it's a good way, it's all world building. You come to the music videos, you get a piece of the world. You hear the audio, it's a piece of the world. You come on Instagram, you see a piece of the lifestyle, but then to sit and hear somebody's thoughts beyond the veil, that's like, now you're really in. Now I know you're, like, that's real fans. Like, isn't it? That's like real, like, support. Like, every part of your world they're into. Yeah. So I like it.
Yeah, and, doing press and stuff, it just, it allows people to know you, right? Because, people, of course, if you're going to be transparent in your music, people learn you through the music. But, there's artists whose music I don't even listen to, but I like them. And I may have listened to their music and not like their music, but I like them based off their interviews.
Yeah. It's a part of it, and I love it. It's like, in any job you have to do, and certain things come with certain things. Okay, what I do comes with press, it comes with media, it comes with also. When I think about it like that, I approach it more now from not even just a business, professional way. It's like, these are people too.
Yeah.
They love music too. Like, it makes me approach it like, oh, okay, these people are taking time out of their day. It's not like, oh, you're this big, and we need to talk. No matter who you are, these people are taking time out of their day to find something interesting about you to share with their platform.
Yeah.
Like, respect, just respect. So, yeah, I love it, man.
And it's all a part of the ecosystem of this whole, industry. What's your favorite song on the album? So far, it might change.
I don't think this one might change just because of the depth of the song and the writing and the sentimental value, but Drive is my favorite song. Yeah, I wrote that for my ex as a birthday gift. And I wrote that like 5-6 years ago. And it ended up making the album. So that one and the depth of it, the vocal, exercise, and the production, the depth, like real music heads, if they listen to that, they know that, wow, this is like real music. Like, you know what I mean? So that song to me is special, like super, super special. And yeah, my ex hear it.
Why is that your favorite though?
Because I just those things, there's the musical side of it, the depth of it. It reminds me of one of my favorite artists that I love forever. It's Michael Jackson. So it gives me that the approach to it, as I said, the vocals, the breath, the rhythm. It just reminds me of things I was consuming as a youth, and I'm just doing it now too. So, and as I said, I wrote it like, when you write something for somebody you did love like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not gonna forget that.
Yeah.
Again.
I want to know like how much of this album was recorded in person with the features, or was it just like email and verses?
I think only 2 of the collabs were recorded in person. The rest were sent over online email. Yeah.
What do you prefer?
Both. I love both.
Yeah.
Because if I'm in Egypt and you're there, and I'm Jamaica and you're in Africa, and I'd be like, yo, let's cook up something fire. We could just jump on the FaceTime and we could still, as I said, use up the things in our generation. Don't let nothing hold us back. Because before, to actually get the verse, you'd have to fly to the studio, the person would have to bring these tapes. And so if I could just send WAV files and we transfer, that's great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then in person now, the reason why I love both, in person, if it's with the artist I really like, I want to work with, I want to work with in person. Because it's like, I want to work with you in person to learn. So if I'm in studio with a Shaggy or with a Kendrick, I don't want that over email. Yeah, I'll spend my last on that plane ticket, come in that studio session. Like, oh, that's what you guys do. Okay, cool. I want to learn. Yeah. The only way to learn is to be there.
A lot of artists say that they like to spend time with whoever wants to collaborate with them, just to learn who that person is before they share that energy in the studio, right? And share that song together. Do you agree with that?
I agree with that. If that's because that approach is also good. Yeah. Especially when you're at a specific space in your life. Like if you reach like a certain level of, success, or like, you reach a certain point in your career like a Jay-Z, like a Nas. At that point, or J. Cole, like you see how he would take his time to visit 21 Savage. Yeah. So it's like if you reach that point, and then like not only does you standing behind something gives it extremely more weight, but it also, people are going to look at that decision in the future because people are going to align you with who you align yourself with. So I look at it like when you're at that certain level, or if you're being very cautious about your career, that's good. Like you want to make sure the family setting is good. You're not trying to mix your brand with nothing too out the box. Like I get that. For me, I just love art. And I don't police art. Yeah. That's my whole approach. I don't think any art is bad or good. I think there's a positive and a negative to life, but they're both necessary, isn't it? So I don't think it's bad art. So whether it's over email or I know you personally or I don't know you personally, if I respect your craft enough, it's okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So you'll collaborate with an artist whose music you don't like?
No, I have to respect your craft. That's what respect your craft means. That's just a cool way to say, like, yo, if I fuck with your music, like, if I don't respect your craft, it's just, I don't say, it don't, bro, you can have great music and don't have no clout at all, and I'll do the song, same way. And you can have all the clout in the world and the song is trash, I'm going to be like, nah, that's not for me. Yeah. So, yeah, that's my approach.
Is there anything you would like people to learn from listening to this album?
Yeah, just more about because these songs were written, especially like the first half of the album is written while I was going through certain things.
Yeah.
They were written almost to help me. So when I say like do not cry, I was crying. And I'm like, don't cry, bro. It almost makes you the song almost makes you feel like you want to cry.
Yeah.
But it's because I was crying while I wrote it to tell myself to not. So I want people to like just go into the album and listen, and just like go in our everyday lives, you find a brand or you find a food that you like or something that you just incorporate it into your life over time, or like a seasoning you cook with. Just incorporate it in your life, like, because it really was written from some vulnerable places, some powerful places, some open places, you know what I mean? And there's a whole lot of inspiration on the album, a whole lot. So I even want to say damn near the album was made especially for people on a mission for real, which should be like 100% of us. But for people who are like really going through something in this life, on this journey, in this purpose, in this trying to figure out your truth and your light, like this album really and truly, like the title alone tell you on a mission. So these songs will help you on the mission, for sure.
I get that. I understand that, because I do feel like the album, it definitely sounds like something that you should listen while in transit.
Yeah.
You know? Like while moving, like, you know, whether physically or whether literally or metaphorically.
Metaphorically, yeah.
I understand that. I see your production from, I might butcher these names, Killstone, Coastal King, Soko 7, and Sonic Go Production. You know, I'm starting to see more artists get back to making albums with one producer. You know, you see the success that Nas and Hit Boy have. You know, 6 albums, one producer. Ice Spice only works with one producer. Do you ever want to do that?
I did that at one point. I was working with Greatest Records as Dennis for like just years. Millennium, it was just me and him. And a lot of other singles. What happened over time was the reason why I like to work with at least like 2-3 producers. I kind of like to package a sound and a movement and an era in one. Like, I want people to align me with my peers. And the producers, the graphic people that were in that time, the writers, the people who designed the merch. Like, my whole dream of being an artist is that there's such a rabbit hole that if you want to find out just about the producer, it's there. So I've always been a youth. I have my eye on like 2, 3, 4 producers at a time. Young, always, like, especially Jamaican ones like Killstone, Sonic Gold. Like, I've been like, okay, cool. This is sick. These youths. And I'm like, all right, let's work. And then the music is what decides if it's one producer. Because Sonic could have produced a whole album. He has 5. And Soko could have produced a whole album. He has 5. But when I sit now to curate the sequencing and the kind of a storyline in it and the vibes, the music decides what stays and what goes, really. It's like what eliminates, when you eliminate this and that goes, is like, okay, this makes more sense here. Okay, cool. All right, cool. It makes sense. Sonic has 5. So, okay. And 2, and this. And then if you realize it, it's still kind of bulky. So Sonic has 5, so you're going to have a cohesive sound with those 5. Soca has 5, there's a cohesive sound. Those 5 with the other 5 have a cohesiveness too, because they're both in the same era, same year, they're meditating the same music, they probably listen to the same music, like all of them listen to the same artists. So they're influenced and they can hear the sounds. And I also make them hear each other. So it was Soko that told me like, hey, yo, I think you should push big things up right there in that section with Sonic, because it will be a nice close off to that section. I'm like, oh, for real? And then Sonic would be like, yo, I think Soko needs to push up the mix on this. So I'm having everybody communicate too. So it's almost like it's 5 different brains, but like one mind. You know?
So you're saying that like you can actually lock in and have like one sound with multiple producers, right? Because a lot of people go for just working with one producer because they feel like that's the only way that they can get that one sound. But you're saying that it's actually possible with
it is.
multiple producers.
And that's the gift of executively producing your own product. Like, a lot of artists probably might take a step back and have producers executive it, but I like to, because I love music, so I know how to curate it in a way. So, and I have a weird brain, so I can know I made Good Body, which is totally, you could say, a different realm from Do Not Cry, but I know the placement of the album would have made it all make sense in my head, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I get that. I get that for sure. Luminaries, you know what I'm saying? Y'all are all luminaries. Yeah. You know, of course, releasing your debut album or any album at any point of your career is an achievement, but you know, what was there, like, you know, was there an accomplishment within the process of making the album, you know, that made you like the proudest?
When I was 10 years ago, like I vividly remember being in my room, you know, wherever I was, whatever room, and I was saying to myself, I can't wait to sound how I sound now. So the accomplishment was I would listen to the songs and I would stop it and be like, and just hold my hands together and just be like, thank you, God. Like, you know how long I waited to sound like this? Like, just you know, whether it's my voice getting better or the writing getting better, or like I can actually play this. Like, as an artist, you move on from the project so quick, especially things where you don't like it. Like, I don't want to hear that. I play this album every day. So, and that's a first.
Yeah.
So that makes me, you know, like, oh man, I feel so good while I was making it. Like, while I was recording Do Not Cry, I would just sit in the studio while it's mixing and be like, man, that's me. It's crazy. Like, you know? So the sound, reaching this certain level of soundscape and the mix and the mastering too. Like, I ask anybody that know me, it's like, yo, if it can't match Drake, don't put it out.
Yeah.
I mean, even just the master-wise. If I play Drake and then I play my song and the volume goes down or the quality goes down or the vocal is not as present, it's like, I would always be like, the greats or who was at the top at the time, you have to be competing, at least sonically. So I felt good about that while I was doing it.
Yeah. No, that's something that you have to really explain to people, right? Because you know, it's such an intricate like nuanced thing, you know, to really like you're not comparing your music to Drake, but you're comparing the quality of the sound.
Like just the whole, like, you know, because if this is the best, remember, we're saying this is the best, the artist of the decade, all these things, and any artist in that realm, I want to match it. Like, even to Bob Marley's mix and masters to this day, bro. So I match it to Bob. I'll be matching it. Like, if I can just play it and play some of the songs I think are just so well produced, and it just still sits close enough or there with it, like, that's the accomplishment for me.
Yeah.
For sure.
I understand that for sure. Was there any music you were listening to around the time that just influenced you?
Oh, yeah, a lot. Because at the time, especially the last year of creating the project, I was around a lot of Afrobeats. I was at Afrobeats in LA. I was around Black Pages. I was around Soca 7. I was moving around the Amapiano, this and that. And as I said, that was like the research for me, traveling and doing the shows, different places, seeing what the sounds have transformed into and like how they're being like embraced now is like, it was beautiful to have that experience while working on the project, because not only opened my mind to new possibilities like a Good Body where you can hear like a dancehall Afrobeat, like a clear dancehall Afrobeats bouncing that rhythm purposely. Like, and then you can clearly hear like in Do Not Cry, which is more of like a soulful like reggae style, but there's still the you just take different elements from different things. So yeah, man, the music. So I was listening to a lot of like Rema, yeah. I was listening to Never Left Out Michael Jackson, never. I tapped back into Black Rhino. I was listening to a lot of Black Rhino for some strange reason, like, because I think his voice is the whole sound of dancehall right now. Like, even Burna, I think Black Rhino is Burna's favorite artist too. So Black Rhino's voice, that even the sound that Popcorn everybody have, I don't think they know that Black Rhino really create that sound there, isn't me?
That you talking about like
that
that
the vocal tone.
That shrillness?
Yeah, that little nasal, little,
Yeah.
you know, sound. But I like it, you know, how especially how Steven the Genius was working with him and how he mixed it. I was like, yo, I just listen to him again, forget about that, remembering it. And then like,
It is an instrument in itself, having that kind of voice.
he was like, oh, a Young Thug, bro. I swear to God.
Yeah.
I swear to God. But with, you know, just on a, he was like, when we raise the kid. He's like I was like, what is this, bro?
Yeah,
So,
it sound like a mosquito or something.
yeah, get me, but like a melodic mosquito.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was listening to a lot of that. And a bunch of random things that would come across my table, like super great music that would come across, like a Snow Allegra song or a Smino album or just current. Like I was listening to a lot. Because whereas being in Jamaica, I didn't know the difference between West Coast and East Coast music like that. I was just listening to rap.
Yeah.
But being here now, actually being here made me realize, oh, I'm actually a West Coast head. Because the music I like is like the Kendricks. I like the up-tempo like stuff. It's either between that or like the early boom bap era in New York. So when I look at it, I was like, oh man, I'm kind of built for West Coast because I kind of love all this Snoop Dogg and all these things. So yeah, it was cool.
Reggae doesn't really dominate the charts, and as far as all the big award shows, there aren't that many reggae categories. I feel like, and they're not even like televised, even if they do exist. So I feel like, you know, I should have asked this our last interview, but how important are accolades to you?
What a good question. But after setting it up like that, because you're so right. But I'm going to say a little quote I made up just now while you said that. Because I used to say it like to myself, but I'm going to say it. Reggae doesn't live on the charts, but it lives in the hearts. That's where it really lives.
Yeah.
But overall, to me, the reason why accolades is important to me, how I think about it is like Pokemon. And Ash Ketchum had to get these badges to go into the Dragon League or whatever. I look at these accolades as like badges or like resume builders or like, okay, step by step, you get this, then you do this, then you do this. So I use them as like markers. So for me, it's important for career, for, you know, furthering your career, for making it easier. You know, being Grammy nominated, things have gotten a little easier. You know, bookings easier. People are more inclined to, you know, just respect the worth. And then like the other half of it, why I want the accolades, is for the people I'm working with. Like when I put out this album, and I want to say when, but then I'm going to say I'm too hype, but I just want to manifest it. So I'm going to say if and when this album gets nominated, that means 20 people are getting nominated.
Yeah.
12 collabs and producers, the label, who people work on it.
True,
the artwork.
Changed, yeah.
Now it's a Grammy-nominated project. The artwork has gone down in history, whoever made the art. It's like, it's so many people going to benefit. So certain accolades, for sure, I want it more than others because it benefits everybody around me more than me.
Yeah, it puts a spotlight on a lot of people. I understand that, because the Grammys a few years ago, they changed it where like everybody gets a nomination or like a certificate if a person wins the big award. You were nominated for a Grammy this year, and you know, for these upcoming Grammys, your album has been submitted for a Grammy consideration for Best Reggae Album of the Year. If you do win the Grammy, what do you think that will do for your career?
It would just, any door that was like half open before or like closed, I would now have access to it. You know what I mean? Like the opportunities would just be greater. You know, the amount I'll be able to pay my team and the demand on the road would be more. And outside of me, if I should win the Grammys, like it would send a shockwave through the industry.
Yeah.
Because here is a youth that they've been seeing from 2013, working, building, growing, and all the stars aligned for this to happen. And look at the messaging of the music. Look at how the brand has been carrying itself. Look at how I carry myself. Look at the people I've aligned with. Like, I for sure think it would make more people invest in conscious artists.
Yeah.
They'd be more investing. There'd be more interest in young, conscious musicians. It would just, it's life is a cycle. So right now, the dancehall artists they're breaking a lot faster.
Yeah.
But I think that would bring about a breaking of new one. Because when I win, everybody would just look around. So who are his peers?
Yeah.
And these artists would also start to, So it's like, yeah, man. That's why I'm really going for it. I'm praying for it every day. But even if I don't, it's good because we live in the hearts, man.
How do you prove that though? Like, how do you prove that it'll open up new doors for you? Because do you look at other reggae artists who've won in the past? Because I remember like Morgan Heritage.
Morgan Freeman.
Yo, Morgan Heritage used to win every year. Ziggy Marley used to win every year, right? But like Ziggy Marley, he's from the Marley family, right? So the doors, not saying that he's not talented, but the doors are going to open up for him, right? Morgan Heritage, right? Do you think more doors open up for them? You see, success after they win a Grammy?
Yeah, it's just inevitable, bro. It's like, you know what I mean? But I always align it back to like degrees. Like winning the Grammy, like being nominated is like a master's degree.
Yeah.
Winning is a PhD. It's just two different bracket of money, bro.
Yeah.
Two different bracket of, like opportunities. So like, for example, I love to use like a man like Kabaka because we can watch him like there's Chronic's protege, and then you could see his career before the Grammys, and then after. Like just way more shows. I'm sure his asking price is different.
Yeah.
You can just look like it's like it sends a different. It makes your brand have to really evolve, because if you look at even the imagery, how his stage show fits now, everything has to look. You know what I mean? It just puts you in a different mindset too.
Yeah.
So you just get to a different bag too. If it makes sense like that. You're just like, okay, I'm a winner. Okay, new contracts. Okay, you might to get a new band. It's like it's just a new level. So I think automatically that comes with just new opportunities. Yeah. You know what I mean? And more people who never heard your music before. The shockwave, because when the Grammys come about, everybody, it's like World Cup. Everybody, they don't know nothing about Grammys, but when the Grammys come up, everybody's talking about it. So the minute you get nominated, everybody's going to be like, and the minute you win, they're going to be like, all the congratulations. You know what I mean? The amount of people that's going to pour in, even if they never listen to the album, they're just going to start messing with you.
Yeah, I definitely feel like the Grammys are a bigger deal in Jamaica than it is here, right? Because I feel like, rappers and American genres of music, they get nominated for Grammys all the time, and a lot of those artists disappear. But with the, and with the Grammys in Jamaica, it just validates you to another level.
Yeah, because like in Jamaica too, you have to understand, for us, there's multiple reasons. It's very hard to get over here.
Yeah.
From visa restrictions to region restrictions to algorithmic restrictions. So it's very hard to get here. So when you do get here and you get that, it just means something greater. Like it does. So you go.
Yeah. All right, we were talking off camera, off the mic, about like how long you've been in California. You said you've been here for like a little over a year, right? Yeah. I feel like you feel like California's rubbing off on you because, I drove up the coast just to listen to your album, right? Because I just figured like, this would be a good time to listen to the album while I was out. And, I don't know if it's like the beautiful Southern California coastline, but I feel like the climate kind of like matches the environment. Do you agree? I mean, it's not the climate, the music like matches the climate and the environment.
Yeah, well, when I look at it, the reason why I really like staying in California and like LA and Humboldt, to be exact, is like the weather is almost similar to Jamaica in a sense, and they got palm trees. So if I walk in the right area, I could be like, oh, this look like Cherry Garden, this look like Kingston, like, you know what I mean? So it's hot in the day, it's cool at nights. That's usually Jamaica, and we have rainy season here. It don't really rain like that either. So for most of the year in Jamaica, it don't rain like that, So it's similar. So I guess the music, and that you just made me realize to why reggae is even more in California than most places. Like most states, like it's really in California. There's so much reggae festivals in California.
Because like the sound matches the environment.
Sound matches the environment. It also matches the how liberal people are, like how You know, they're like, you know, the music is like freedom fighter music and like up tempo music, open minded. You know, so it's like it matches. So I guess that makes sense. I never thought if the music matched California like that. I really didn't.
Yeah.
I really didn't. But now that you say that,
Not saying that you can't enjoy it, you know, if you're on the East Coast and it snows and
that's
stuff.
an interesting take,
but
I swear.
Yeah. Kind of could put you in a place. Music, I feel like if an artist is from somewhere and they're true to where they're from and they're not like trying to sound like anywhere else, their music matches their upbringing. It matches the sound of it, at least matches their community. You know, like Outkast, I feel like that sounds like the South.
Easy.
Yeah. Have you performed in Jamaica like at this like level where you're at right now?
No, I haven't performed in Jamaica in probably a year and a half. Yeah.
Okay. So you know the first leg of the U.S. tour has 3 California dates. What's the rest of the tour looking like?
The rest of the tour, well, what I decided to do is instead of like waiting, I like to continuously update. So instead of dropping one big floor, I was like, okay, first set of days, let's just do like 4, 4, 3, 3. So we're going to California, then like Oregon, Seattle. We have plans to go to Texas, then East Coast. You don't know New York. I forget touch. I want to go to Boston.
Yeah.
And then the bigger dream outside of that then is to take it to like the UK, Europe, and Africa, and then end it in a big shebang in Jamaica. You know what I mean, that's my perfect way. It's like
end it back home. Yeah.
Most people dance a yard before them dance abroad. Man, do the other way. Man, dance abroad, then come on, dance a yard. Yeah.
What about Miami? Or southern
Florida,
southern Florida.
Yeah, Florida for sure. Yeah, Florida for sure, and Philly. Yeah, those are on the table. But what I do is I'm just saying that for now because what happens is it's just venues.
Yeah.
So these places are like already slot. Like okay, we're coming here and logistically we're working it, but it's like finding the right venues. It's all about what you want to do, you know? Because you have 200 cap venues, 400 cap, 1,000 stadiums. Like, you could book a stadium and nobody comes. But you can, you know what I mean? So it all depends on what you want to do. So it's all about finding out that. And as I said, deeper to it, there's so much, the paperwork and radius clauses. And if you perform here, you can't perform like 300 miles up here. Like, you know, some stuff like that. So it's cool.
Yeah. So why do you think people should stream and buy on a mission and, you know, come to your shows?
You want a real honest answer?
Of course.
I don't think any of that. Like I don't even think I never even putting out the album, I don't think like I want people to I don't want to even think about, hey, go on and stream it and buy it. What I want to say is if you love music, I think, and you love music, like me, you can't live without it. You eat, sleep, you work out to it, you make love to it, everything. Like, it would be kind of sad to miss out on, like, the music.
Yeah.
To miss out on the album. And then when you listen to the music, and then you see I want you to come see the show live to see the difference and to see, like, wow, that energy, like, you know? So I think it's all like a chain reaction. Like, you discover the artist and the music, you like it enough to come out and probably get to a show, and then those two things are already connected. Well, you buy some merch, and you just become a forever fan if it keeps going. So my whole thing is like, for the album, for me, if after you've heard, like, you know, you see the interview or anywhere you see me, like, or you just like something, I said, you like a picture or something, just take a listen to the music. Like, it won't disappoint. There's something there for you. Probably a few things, you know? And then I'll see you at the show. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's how I think of it,
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that completely, you know, because at the end of the day, when you were a kid making music, or however old you were when you were making music, you wasn't thinking about a fan. You was just trying to make music that sounded good to you. Yeah. So I get that. What should people expect at these shows?
Man, just make sure you have, I would tell everybody, I know the ladies want to come out in their heels and, you know, looking good, but I say just wear, like, some shoes with lace, you know, because we're going to be jumping. You know what I mean? You don't want to be jumping in the heels. I don't want anybody spraining their ankles.
Or end up like me.
You're not tearing your Achilles, nothing like that. That's one. You know what I mean? So I would say, first of all, wear proper attire for sweat efficiency.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That's one. Two, anywhere, and more than likely, there will be a smoke of some flavorful thing. So if you prepare yourself to be contact high if you're not a smoker. And three, prepare to see the wildest blend of people you'll ever see in a crowd. You know what I mean? Because you're going to see 4-year-olds, you're going to see 60-year-olds, you're going to see somebody from all different continents, bro. Just everybody just connected at my shows. And I've noticed that for a while. I was like, oh, man. It's like a very well-balanced crowd, like, you know, which kind of mimics the music. It's so universal, too, you know. So just come to the show and just, like, prepare for move, prepare for shake your... Prepare for leave knowing that you'll not capture a single video. You won't have time to take any pictures. You know what I mean? You won't have time to run to the bathroom. You won't have time to get no food because, you know, you just, for like the next hour, you locked in. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like that. So what's next for Black Hero?
What's next for me right now is expansion. Pushing myself on the envelope to the fullest. Like, you know, I'm experimenting with voiceovers. I'm experimenting with like voice acting and like getting into acting too. I feel like it's announced now, so I could say that, you know, I sent in roles for the Bob Marley movie and a couple other things. Yeah, you
spoke about that, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like I have a couple other things I had sent in for, so I'll wait to see.
For Peter Tosh, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then outside of that, right now, what to expect from me is just... I'm discovering more about myself, so I'm telling everybody to expect the unexpected, basically, because I don't even know what to expect from myself. Like, there was a time I was telling people, like, oh, I'm not going to use TikTok. I'll never be posting every day like this. I'm not one of those. I'm a real artist. Oh, look at me now, bro. Every day I get up and be talking to Ellen about, hey, what we gonna do? We should come up with some concept. Well, let's go to the time.
I know, I'll be seeing you on live.
I'll be like, I'll be going live and be like, yo, the people want to hear you talk more. I don't want to talk. Watch me go live every day now. So, you know, I just want to share some more about the album. So it's like, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I just know it's gonna grow with what I see happening and what needs to do. And definitely what's next is more music.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm for my genre, for reggae, I know I say Drake a lot. That's crazy. I guess because I'm also October's very own.
Drake?
You know what I'm saying? But just like Drake, I've already dedicated myself to knowing like that bar that he made when he said, let's see a decade from now who's still around. Like that bar, that's my life. I'm telling that to all my peers like, hey, it's friendly competition, but I'm planning to drop an album like very often, like how we drop like one almost every year.
Yeah.
Type shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna do that for Reggae and Jana. No breaks, no pause. Just let's go all out, man.
Yeah. You don't think you know you might need some time to like live life though to really make some meaningful music?
That's crazy. You know why I can say that proudly now? For the next 10 years, I'm good because these previous 10 years.
Yeah,
I've have so much stuff I can say, bro. I haven't even tapped in yet. Like, it's like, and I was homeless. I was so much stuff, bro. I almost shot and killed, all kind of hunger. I was skinny as, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everything you can think of, bro. I've been through it. So I feel like, and even it's crazy, like touring experience, like creating content, meeting people, it's like, I don't know if it's like, my life alone as a Libra is crazy, but it seems like every day now is like a whole year. For me, it's like every day is a whole year now.
Yeah.
Like, I could go through 7 emotions in like 4 hours. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, music is like, man, I heard Jay-Z say this one time in an interview, like, music business or rap career is like, it's like dog years. You know, like, it just moves so fast.
Bro, when you ask me how long I've been living, I'm like, oh yeah, just a little bit over a year. But then I sit back and be like, I did all of this in a year? Bro, that's 12 months, bro. Everything we're talking about, I put out a whole album, Gravity's tour, shows, open for Stephen Marley, open, and the list goes on, and it's like, that's just a year, bro?
Yeah.
That just kind of made me, like, look at time totally different, bro. Totally different. Some things I'm thinking, oh, next 4 years, nope. next 3 months, bro. Like, you know, so it's wild. Yeah. It's wild. But whoever needs to take space, take space. Like, mental health is not a joke, isn't it? You know what I mean? If you need time to build experiences, that means there's something wrong. I hope that is so fucked up. If you need time to build experiences,
it shouldn't be deliberate.
It shouldn't be deliberate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You should like be able to just like while you're pursuing your craft. That's why they say the journey is the joy. It's like while I'm doing this, I'm gonna stumble, I'm gonna buck my toe, I'm gonna do something wrong when I need to learn from. I'm gonna do something right when I can do better, even more. Like you're gonna get the experience from the journey. You know what I mean? So, and some people just don't see everything as experience. Like sometimes being a man, maturing, them thing that experience too. You know, sometimes knowing when to say you're right, when you're wrong, that's experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Simple things can be experienced, bro. Like, and it can become a song. Swear.
Yeah. So as you know, I end my episodes with the question, why do words matter to you? You know, when I asked that question in our last interview, you said, words are an activation spell. They activate things. That's why in my music, I deliberately don't sing about death. I don't sing about crime. I don't sing about anything I wouldn't want in my life. I sang about the Grammys. I sang about performing and touring, and it came true. I sang about being alive and being happy and celebrating it with good people around. That's literally what's happening. I'm singing my life into existence. So with that being said...
I said that, bro.
Yeah, you said that.
This is a Little Wayne moment. You know, a Little Wayne go, who said that? That's me, who?
Yes.
That's hard, bro. I'm gonna need that quote. I'm gonna need that clip. I need to clip that clip and post it up.
It's out there.
It's crazy.
So with that being said, what activation spells are you singing, and why should your words matter to people?
Man, you can tell this guy is good, right, guys? He really is good at this. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even see that question coming. What activation spell am I singing now? What I'm singing now is high level of like manifestations for financial freedom. I'm singing a lot of like peace of mind and like guided maturity. Like that's what I'm activating right now. I'm activating some manifestation powers, a deeper bond with myself, and you know, more for myself. And what was the other part? Why do words matter still?
Yeah, you know, so with that being said, you know, you're talking about your activation spells.
Yeah, so I'm activating that, and words are...
Why should your words matter to people?
Why should words matter? Okay, words should definitely matter to you. Like, as I said, like, I literally, like, either I sang it or I spoke it into existence for real. And it's crazy saying that right now. While I'm saying this, I just got scared of that. Because we say it, but then my brain just started to realize, oh, it's actually true for real. Like, I'm not just, it's not a cliche. It's like, I'm actually doing a dope-ass podcast right now like I was dreaming.
I appreciate that.
I wanted to, like, I was saying to myself, yo, I'm going to do some Breakfast Club. I'm going to do some stuff. You know, like this, and it's actually happening in my face. You know what I mean? About to go rehearse right after, complaining about, oh, it's gonna be a long day. Like, these are the things I wanted. So why it should matter to you is because imagine how scary it is if you manifest something you don't want. Just imagine how scary that is. Subconsciously or intentionally, because people intentionally just shout out, oh, my life is not good. I used to do that. My mom, I had to stop my mom. My mom would be like, something would happen and be like, you see, that's why I'm always having why can't I never have a good day? I'm like, you're not going to have one. You just said it. It's like, so all these things, like, we say it without even knowing. It's like a reflex. Like, it's taught to us almost. Like, but if we just take a step back and be like, man, what if everything is just working for me? Or just say, like, you know, today's going to be a great day. Or, like, be wild with it. Be creative with it. Like, yo, I'm going to find $1 million today. It sounds crazy, but I bet if you believe in it, you find close to it. You might find $1 million one day for real.
Yeah.
So you should really strive to watch what you're saying and be conscious when you're saying it. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to manifest something that you don't want.
Yo, once again, man, Black Hero.
Check.
Thank you so much, you know, and check out that album if you want, you know, On a Mission.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's been out for 2 months now, but man, thank you once again for sitting down with me. Thank you to Delicious Vinyl Island and Delicious Pizza for allowing me to sit down here and, you know, interview your artists in this beautiful space, and definitely more to come from this space. But man, thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much. And this started from a conversation like, you're the person I want to talk to about the album, like it's some Kanye and Charlamagne shit. And we're doing it, and I just want to thank you for always just like being honest. And actually, you know, there are very few, like at this point I'm calling you a journalist. So there are very few journalists that
I call myself a journalist, so thank you for that.
Straight up. I don't know if I should say a podcaster or but there are very few journalists that really take the time. Like you even told me like, okay, before we do that, I really got to go listen to the album again. I'm like, I really appreciate just taking the time to, you know, just coming here and just actually making it fun and exciting and interesting, you know? Yeah, I really love that.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you. I'm trying to, you know, separate myself out here.
The one man team. Like, you see all these camera angles? Look at me. Yo. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, one day, man. One day, I don't want it to just be me though. But yeah, man, I got to do it. So, you know, for everybody, you know, I always forget to say this. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. You know, everything the people say on YouTube. And words matter.